man, get a hold of yourself. You're being paranoid. Whew, I have got to start doing some cardio. Oh, would you look at that? My shoes are ruined. I could really use a good pair of shrimp boots right now. AKA Mandalorian moccasins, AKA Jabba joggers, AKA... My God, look at that thing.
Meow.
It's hideous. Oh yeah? You want a piece of this? Huh? Golden Glove Sith champ 2 years in a row. Brace yourself. I call this one the Tatooine Twister. What?
Darth Tedious, I knew I recognized your foul stench.
Yeah, sorry about that. You surprised me.
What brings you into my swamp?
Well, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Tinu, I am your daddy.
What? No, that's impossible.
I just got the results back from the DNA test. Nobody here is more disappointed than me.
Well, hey, I forgot my lines.
Great.
Como ça va? And hey, may the fort be with you. Don't worry about that fire. That's just a green screen. Man, I love Star Wars. The spaceship models, the amazing sound design of Ben Burt, the droids, the monsters, the fantastic visual effects of ILM, and of course the big OG, George Lucas. What an amazing galaxy he created for us to travel in. So today, I'm gonna try to customize some Star Wars action figures so that maybe you can also make some magic on your own. Last Wednesday, I realized that my next video was gonna come out on Tuesday, May the 4th. And of course I was like, oh, I gotta do something with Star Wars, but I had no ideas about what to do. Maybe I could build some little spaceships or make a little battle or something. Or possibly I could do a full movie poster with myself as a Jedi. But secretly what I wanted to do was kitbash some Star Wars action figures. But the problem was, I only have a few of these vintage figures. I can't justify destroying them. I was in a bind. Then, sitting in the driveway, I found this mysterious package, and I was like, who left that? But you'll never guess what it contained. I'm telling you, is that good fortune or what? They also sent this robot, which is not Star Wars, but I like them. These guys here are called the cake eaters. And this guy, he's got loose bone syndrome real bad. He also lost part of his cowboy hat. You know it's Star Wars. Star Wars. Moisture evaporator accident. He didn't like to talk about it. And this guy, let's just say that grenades and daydreaming, bad combo. Three peels. Boom. So these figures are good to kitbash because they got problems. And have a look at this. This is an official Masters of the Universe perfume dispenser. It's very nice of him. My daddy wanted it, but he had a funny gleam in his eye that I didn't like. Okay, we almost 5 minutes in and we're getting into the actual crafting here. Amazing. This is our tools. This is victim number 1. Now let me fill you in on what I'm trying to do with this guy. I'm not just trying to put a new head on him, though I'm going to do that. I want to try to convert him into a stop motion puppet. Can we do that? We'll see. So here's my plan. A while back I did a video about making stop motion puppets, and a lot of those were based around braided wire. Now, I think we can do the same thing with these Star Wars figures. So we're gonna snip their limbs off at the elbow joints and at the knees. I'm putting this tape around his feet because when you snip them, the limbs tend to go flying, and it wants to roll directly under the most difficult place to retrieve it. Scalpel. Alright, we just work our way around the limb. Take our time. Make sure the cut's exactly where we want it to be. Fine. Sometimes it's a little bit of a wrestling match. There you are. There's my toothbrush. So we're gonna braid up some wire and then drill holes into the limbs. Now I want the limbs to go to a certain depth. So I marked it out with tape, which gives me a visual indicator of how deep I'm going on the limb. Double taped. Now, I'm using a sharp file here to make a guide hole so that the drill bit will not slip out when you first start. But you can also use a push pin. Just watch you don't shish kebab your fingers here. Just checking the wire depth.
Tinu.
Yes, Daddy?
Hey, why you didn't tell me you were doing a podcast?
It's not a podcast.
I guess you're not aware that my contract specifically states 24 hours notice before you do one of these things.
Contract.
I gotta prepare my material.
You know, Daddy, this one's about Star Wars, so maybe you should just sit this one out.
Star Wars? Boy, did I ever tell you my Star Wars story?
No.
Well, let me tell you
No,
that...
I mean, no, as in don't tell it.
Tinu, this is a family legend. And let me tell you, it's the story of me and your mama's first date.
Against my better judgment, I'm intrigued.
Oh, I've got your attention now.
I still fail to see what this has to do with Star Wars.
It has everything to do with Star Wars. See, that was the night I met your mama at the Jet Cinema.
That sounds nice.
But it was not a good night. First off, it was a blind date. That's why I picked Star Wars, because I figured, well, if the girl turns out to be a lemon, then at least I can watch a war movie as a consolation prize.
A lemon?
Yes, a lemon. They can't all be good, Tinu, but she wasn't. Your mama was beautiful that night. In fact, when I saw her, my jaw literally hit the floor.
I don't think you're using the word literally in the correct way.
Tinu, I literally hate it when you tell me that.
Now you got it.
Anyway, so we found a seat, fourth row. I'll never forget that. And I'm hoping that during the movie, she'll want to hold my hand or something, even though my palms were unnaturally sweaty that night. And this is where I was banking on the war movie to help me out. You know, maybe she would get scared and want to hold my hand during like a beach invasion scene or perhaps a tank battle. But no such luck. She became so fixated by what was up on that screen that she didn't even look at me once. She even stood up and yelled during a few parts, fist pump in the air.
Sounds fun to me.
Wrong again. Look, I tried to get into the movie, but everybody in it was wearing masks. There was a giant dog shouting at people and a little blue robot that doesn't speak a word of English. No subtitles.
This painting you're seeing up here, this is The Scream by Edvard Munch. The face on my little guy that I sculpted reminds me of that.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, your mama's ignoring me and the theater's dark. Well, I decided to take a little nap.
On your first date?
Tinu, I had gotten up early to go fishing that morning. Now, can I please finish this story? So I took a little nap. Big mistake. The first indication that something was wrong was the absolute quiet. Then I realized that the place is pitch black. Everybody's gone. Your mama, the employees, the robots, everybody. How on earth they overlooked me sitting there is still a mystery. Anyway, I came face to face with a lot of things inside myself that night that were not pretty.
I can only imagine.
Thank goodness that people are messy when they eat popcorn, or I would have starved to death.
True.
They found me the next afternoon stuck to the floor like it was a giant roll of flypaper.
Wow.
Helpless as a baby. Had to use hot water to peel me off.
Okay.
But get this, your mama called me that night. She said she had a great time and she wanted to go out again. The rest is history. She's been ignoring me ever since.
I have lost complete control of this crafting video.
Look.
Kitbash. When I was a kid, this is what I wanted to be. A model builder for Star Wars. It was pretty specific. They wearing their dust mask. Sculpting a Galaxy. I love this book. That's the giant monster in the asteroid, but it's just a puppet. That's Phil Tippett, stop motion legend. Look at that tauntaun. Battle damage. No matter how you slice it, that is an embarrassing photograph. Bon matin. It's tomorrow. Is it a fast ship? Boy. Okay, let's do a quick recap of what we're doing here. Kitbash, action figure, that we're gonna try to turn into a stop motion puppet. How? By braiding up some wire with our fancy drill. We tape up those pesky flying feet. Why? Because we're gonna cut. Depth gauge, made from tape. Make a pilot hole for the drill bit. No shish kebab. Drill, drill, drill. Glue, mix. Place your limbs and your heads. Edvard Munch. Tape them down and let them dry. Now, the nature of any crafting or creative process is going back and making adjustments to your work. Here what I did was remove some excess material behind the knees so that the limbs have more room to bend. See that? We're looking pretty good. Until the absolute train wreck that happened next. So my big idea here was to buy this clay and then color match it to fill in the gaps between the limbs. Color match, or at least close. Now I always knew this wasn't gonna be a perfect system and that the clay would tear away from the limbs a little bit. But what I didn't expect was that it was gonna tear away so much every time you move the joint. So I brought out my old standby, baby oil, which I was hoping was gonna fix the problem. This did soften the clay, but mostly it just made my workspace smell like a baby. This straight up just doesn't work very well. So let's call it what it is.
Craftastrophe.
That's right, as advertised. I decided to go do a few other things and clear my head. I even got to thinking about that mysterious package. Who sent this? I guess some things are always gonna stay a mystery. Hey, I have an idea about what we can maybe try for the action figure situation. Thread. I'm thinking that this is going to give us just enough flexibility in the limbs. But prepare yourself to do some wrapping. But look at that. What? It's passable. Hey, Tinu, what? Now all your characters are going to look like they're wearing bandages? I want my money back. Calm down. We're going to get there. But first, I want to make the thread wrapping process a little smoother. With a mini Stonehenge. Always double check your measurements. Tinu, what on earth are you doing? Watch. Now with my mini Stonehenge in place, I feel like I could just wrap all day. Which reminds me, we should probably wrap this whole thing up. But check this out. If you put a little super glue on the joints and then put some cotton on it and pull it away, it adds like a little bit of bulk that's still flexible in the joint. And this gives you a bit of a head start on the amount of thread that you need to wrap around them. And it works really well. Now you see on his elbow how there's a little bit of a thread hanging loose? Well, you can go through and tighten those up with super glue later. But Tinu, he still looks like the victim of a skateboard accident with all them bandages. Yeah, let's fix that with watercolor. Now, I just want to take a second here to thank my good friend Gregory Deiulio for composing all the original music for the Cajun Strikes Back skit at the beginning. Great job. Well, this is certainly not perfect, but it's doable. But I bet a bunch of you crafters out there can make this whole technique a lot better. And if you do, please send me some pictures. You guys can find me on Instagram if you look up there on the right-hand side at the top. And I'd love to see what you're doing. Let's get some green on this guy. This guy's called C3 Greedo.
That is a terrible name.
I know. So I brought these guys out to my little green screen, and you can see down here that I made some a little fast peg stage. I wanted to just test the animation, and look, you can see that it works. Now there's a pretty obvious flaw here that you don't want to put these guys on an exploding spaceship because Greedo's body is green, and that doesn't really work with a green screen because he just disappears for the most part. Help, we're trapped in an 80s movie with old computer graphics. Anyway, something to think about.
Yeah.
Man, this mystery box is driving me crazy. Nope. Nothing. I got nothing. It's a lot of aliens. Oh, that guy. Now there's some good advice right there. Thanks, brother.